Hello friends, welcome to my Cosy Haven. My name is Fiona. I'm really glad you clicked my video today. I'm just going to be chatting to you about the books that I've read this week, what my reading plans are for this weekend, and to let you know about a live show I'm doing this weekend as well. So out with my usual going on to Tiffany the Beach Bum Bookworms live show on Sunday, I've got one of my own as well. So it's like, whoa, Sunday's going to be a busy day for me. Or a busy evening anyway, but that's fine. But I'm getting above myself. How's your week been? I would love to know. Ours has been good. It's been not bad, so that's been nice. Weather this week has been quite nice, and we've had some sun, which has been lovely. It's actually the sun. We've got bits of blue sky today, and the sun's been out, and there's actually a bit of a warmth feeling today too, which is nice. So I like that. But I do like my cold, sunny days. Cold, crisp, sunny winter days there. I just love them. We had one on Wednesday and I was out with the other half in the afternoon, and it was delightful. It was just so nice. We had a nice time out. He had to go and do a few errands. I did a few errands. So that was nice. I did go into bookshop, didn't buy anything, which I thought was very good of me. I just wanted to see if they had a book. They didn't have it. They had the next one in the series, but I thought, no, I'm not gonna do that. So that's kind of what else have I done this week. Been watching lots of the Winter Olympics, which I am really enjoying, so that's good. But apart from that, it's been a quiet week. No, I had yoga on Tuesday. I forget I had yoga on Wednesday, and that was a really good session. Really enjoyed that. If you wonder why I'm rubbing my hands together, I've been putting hand cream in my hands. I've got into this horrible habit, and I need to get out of it, of picking the skin around my nails. And I notice I do it in bed at night. If I go to sleep and then I waken up for whatever reason, and I come back, I just sit and... So I'm trying to keep the skin soft, so that there's no kind of hard bits. So that's why I'm rubbing my hands together, because I just put hand cream on. But enough of this waffle. Will we get to the books, guys, so you can see what I've been reading this week? So the first book I read this week is Heartlight Falls by Melinda R. Morgan. I am hoping to put a picture up here. That's why I haven't shown you the picture on my Kindle, because I'm hoping to learn to put this picture up here. We will see if it happens. We just got to hope it happens. But we'll see. Anyway, the book. Enough. Come on, Fiona. Concentrate. So we meet Ivy and Cash, and they do narrations of books. They also have a podcast which, the only way I can say is they kind of take the mickey out of love scenes, okay, that are really badly written. And they have found this author whose love scenes or romance scenes are pretty stilted and really just not that good. And they do take the mickey out of it, which I have to say I didn't particularly enjoy. That was one bit of the book I didn't enjoy. And this gentleman lives in Valentine Falls, and the production company that they kind of work for, and the author's publicity team send them to Valentine Falls to try and get an interview with the author, because he's fairly reclusive. But there's also a mystery involved in Valentine's Falls as well. So they arrive in Valentine's Falls, and something happens to their car, and this gentleman named Porter comes and basically rescues them. And they kind of see him around town, and Ivy's quite intrigued by him. And something he says makes her realise that he is the author. So she manages to get him on his own, and sort of makes a bargain with him, in that she will help him write the romance scenes if he will help her find out about the mystery of Heartlight Falls. Porter has a link to the falls through a young girl that went missing, or a teenage girl that went missing, who happened to be his friend, and nobody knows what's happened to her, and he's kind of bitten up a bit by it for various reasons. So it's the story of Ivy and Porter and them kind of working together, learning more about each other and what each other does and how things work. I did really enjoy this one. I gave it 4 out of 5. Ivy grew within the book, as did Porter. Cash grew a bit, but what I really liked to see was that his brotherly, they're not brother and sister, but that's kind of their relationship. He was very, very defensive of Ivy at one point. Something happens and neither of them like it, and they actually stood up for what they thought was right and what they felt was right, which I really, really appreciated. I thought that was really, really good. So I did really enjoy this. And it was a very, very good read. So I'm very glad that I was on the art team for this book, and yes. Hold on to the end of the video, there you're going to find out something. A very fun thing that's happening on Sunday. So keep going to the end of the video, because I'm not going to tell you now. So that was the first book I finished this week. I then picked up A Scottish Lighthouse by Julie Shackman. Mum had read this one. I've read a couple of Julie Shackmans. They're all set in Rowan Bay, and I've enjoyed them. Mum really enjoyed this one. So she said, oh, you think you would enjoy it? So she gave it to me to read. We meet Rosie, and Rosie's life is everything she wanted it to be. She writes great romance books. She's got a wonderful husband. Everything is going well. She's at the launch of her new book. Her husband is running late, which is not unusual for him. And she phones him, going, where are you? And he's like, I'm just across the road. And as he goes across the road, he's hit by a lorry, and that's him. He departs this mortal earth. And Rosie is absolutely floored by this. And she doesn't really know what to do with herself. She doesn't know what she wants to do. She can't bring herself to do things. Her friends, Mia and Lola, who are also her agents, etc., they rally round her. And then this letter arrives to Rosie's editor, Mia, from another lady, to say that she had been having a romance, an affair with Rosie's husband for 3 years, and Rosie didn't know anything about it. Nobody did. He kept it completely secret. And this just really throws Rosie for a loop even more. And she does the one thing that she feels she can control. She leaves London with her dog, Bronte, and they head to her late grandparents' cottage in Rowan Bay. She arrives there, and people they're nice, but they're quite intrusive, as at times small communities can be. But they don't want to be nasty, they're wanting to sort of show empathy and caring, but it doesn't kind of come across as that way. And Rosie kind of shuts herself off in her grandparents' cottage. She meets she's very friendly with the man that is the lighthouse keeper, Barclay, but Barclay then drops the bombshell that he is actually leaving and there's going to be a new lighthouse keeper. So again, that kind of throws Rosie a bit for a loop. And she meets the new lighthouse keeper, and she's not very nice to Mitch to begin with, I have to say. She is definitely wanting to keep him at arm's length and not have, any interactions. But he kind of doesn't worm his way in, but as they meet and they get to know each other, they become friends. Also into the picture comes an older gentleman called Reese, who knew her late grandmother, and with the help of Reese and Mitch, Rosie starts to come out of herself. She comes out of her. She starts processing her grief more. She starts to take an interest in things, and she decides that she would like to get her late grandmother's paintings exhibited. And the three of them work together to try and do this. There are revelations about that as well. I really, really enjoyed this one. I liked Rosie as a character. I liked Mitch. I liked Reese. I thought the three of them together were really, really good. I loved the setting. The setting is just beautiful. It's somewhere that I'd go there, definitely. I think because it's Highland Scotland, and it's always going to be somewhere that I would want to be. But no, I thoroughly enjoyed this one, and I will read more from this author because I just like the setting, and I think there are a lot more stories from this series that I haven't read, so I will definitely be thinking of picking them up. I gave this one 4 out of 5. Another book I read this week was A Firefighter's Ranch Homecoming. Hopefully a picture up here, by Anna Grace. I am very lucky. Anna put a call for ARC readers, and I put my hand up and went, yeah, I would love to. But yeah, I'm over here in the UK. She very kindly sent me an EPUB, which was brilliant. So I read that one this week and loved it. I gave that 4.5 stars. So we meet Beau Holiday, and Beau has come back to Holiday Ranch to help his brother Cash and his sister Tina to basically save the ranch. They have started the process by going into business with Ileana Wright, and Ileana is a events planner, and she's basically ploughing the capital into this venture. And basically Cash and Tia they're doing up the ranch and helping out, etc., etc. Beau is very suspicious to begin with of Ileana, but realizes that no, actually she's genuine, she's good, she knows what she's doing, and they've got the website and everything going. But once somebody realizes that they book the venue, but then realize who runs the place, and they're like, no, it's a holiday ranch, we're not doing it. What Cash and Tia didn't tell her was that their father was not very well liked within the town. So she realizes that they're going to have to go on the offensive, and she comes up with various options. And from the beginning, there is a spark between Ileana and Beau, and he agrees to a fake engagement party, to which they invite people from the town and also their estranged family. And it's just so that the reason they're doing it is so that they can get some pictures of the space as an event space and how it can be set up and everything. But the family get things kind of wrong in that they don't realise the fake bit, the full engagement. They think this is for real, and the townspeople think that Beau has come back to settle down. So we have that side of the story. We also then have them also doing all the event stuff, getting the publicity, how they try and win the townspeople over by like the fake engagement that Beau and Ileana go and do cake testing, look at flowers, invitations, etc., etc., etc. Tia is a veterinarian, and she goes and helps out small animal clinics, pet adoption. The only thing about Tia is that if nobody will adopt, say, a cat or whatever that's been left, she will bring it home. They have alpacas, they have peacocks, they have a turtle. They have lots of different animals because she couldn't bear to leave it being unadopted, as it were. So they have a lot of different animals which actually come into play in various events that Eliana comes up with, you know. And we then also have Eliana's story of, Cash goes and sort of sweet talks the commerce, and he and the mayor have an on-off. They have a sparring relationship, which I think is possibly going to be one of the books that I think those two may have a romance. I could be wrong, so don't quote me on this. And then we have Eliana's story of a lady who has had nobody stand up for her, nobody kind of love her the way she should be loved. And her finding what she hopes is a home, because she just feels that Holiday Ranch is where she's supposed to be. Holiday Ranch just gives her everything that she wants. So will the romance stay a romance or will it not? There's also Eliana coming to terms with things that happened to her in her past. I loved this book. It was a great first book in a series. Characters were really, really good. The plot line was, just had so much going on it. It was just well written. And I'm really, really looking forward. I'm hoping I get to stay in the ARC team for the next two books in the series. Hopefully there'll be maybe more. But I really want to be in the ARC team because it's just such a good series. So thank you very much, Anna Grace. I really, really appreciate it. And yeah, guys, go read it. It's just so good. I then picked up something different. I needed a break, so I picked up The Shalley School and Barbara by Eleanor M. Brent Dyer. This is kind of the first story of the main Shalley School being in Switzerland. And we meet Barbara, who is one of the various characters' sister, cousin, and she has been quite a delicate girl since a young child. And she's been babied, basically, by the family, and it's only now that her mother is allowing her to go to school. She is supposed to be staying with Joey Maynard in her house, Auntie Joey, for a while and just going as a day pupil, but Joey's family come down with German measles, so Barbara has to be a boarder from the off. Luckily for her, she's put in a dormitory with her cousin Vi, and Vi and all her friends like Mary Lou, etc. really stand up for her. They help her when she needs it, but Barbara is determined to stand on her own 2 feet and make her mark, as it were. And she, she's not going to be kowtowed by anybody. She's not going to be bullied by anybody. There is one girl who is not very nice to her, and various, she just is not. You find out the reason why. But this is Barbara's first term at the Shalley School, and I absolutely adored it. I gave this 4.5. It was a really good read. Great characters, brilliant anyway. Fantastic setting of the Bernese Oberland, and then going to see various places within the first term on outings. Their first look at snow skiing and everything like that. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I really enjoyed seeing Barbara really come out of her shell and become one of the gang, because that's what Mary Lou's cohorts of friends is called. They're called the gang. And I really also like the fact that Barbara's cousin, who maybe didn't particularly like her, because of being delicate and being told, she has to make exceptions for her and be nice to her, etc. But to actually see her realise that Barbara's come into her own and that she is a really nice person, she's a great friend, and the fact that the two of them become closer, I think is really, really lovely. So yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed this Shelley School book, and it was nice to pick up something from further on in the series. If I'd been reading the book in series, I'd have gone to Rivals, but I know that book makes me cry, and I'm just not in the mood for that at the moment. So yeah, so I thoroughly enjoyed that I picked this one up. So now on to the books that I'm reading just now. So I'm still reading To the Women by Donna Ashworth. I'm on page 67. As I say, try and read these every day. I maybe don't manage it, but I do my best to try and read one of these every day because I think they're just so lovely. And I just really enjoy. So yeah, so I haven't read today's yet, so I need to do so. But yeah, so I don't know how many pages are in this, but it doesn't really matter. They're just like short poems, short sayings. And I'm thoroughly enjoying using this as just a little gentle reminder in the morning of all the things that we women are and all that we can do. And I think it's just a lovely, lovely book. I'm also still reading Deliciously Ella's Quick and Easy. I haven't actually picked it up this week. I need to get back into reading it because I just enjoy it so much. So yeah, I'm hoping that maybe over the weekend I might get that, more of it read, if not completed. I don't know, I will see. I'm not going to push it because I think if I push it, I'm going to not enjoy reading the recipe so much and all the information that she gives at the beginning, of each section, which I find really interesting. So that it's a good book. As I say, I've probably seen some recipes in it that I want to make later on. So yeah, it's an interesting book, one that is very useful to have for me, and I just enjoy reading cookery books. And the last book that I have on the go is The Tuscan Sisters Promise? The Tuscan Sisters Promise by Daniela Sacerdote. This is book 3 in the Tuscan Sisters series. This is Mia's story. And I am really looking forward to this because Mia has come to London with her mother. And this is the first time Mia has been away from Italy, away from her sisters. And I think we're going to see Mia grow and become, she's an artist. I think she's going to become an even better artist. And she's going to find herself and find, just where she belongs. And I'm really, really looking forward to that. I think there could be a wee romance. There's possibly going to be a wee romance because there's been a romance for Lucrezia and Bianca. So I'm assuming that there'll be a romance for Mia, and then for her sister Nora. I think, is it Nora, the third sister's called? The fourth sister will be the fourth book. But I'm really looking forward to this one because Mia's the very quiet soul. Quite whimsical and fancy. So I'm not fancy as in clothes wise, but fancy as in whimsy and fancy, and you know what I mean? So yeah, I'm really looking forward to reading this one and just seeing where the story goes. So that's all the books that I am reading at the moment and have read this week. I've had a good week. It's been a very good week reading wise, and I think it's going to be a good weekend reading wise as well. So that's even better. On to the announcement. On Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time, I am doing a live show with the 3 authors of the Valentine Falls series so far. So that'll be Wendy Rich Stetson, Sophie Tuvey, and Melinda Morgan. So I'm really, really looking forward to it. I'm hoping that you guys will come. It doesn't matter if you have not read the series or if you don't know these authors. Come meet them. Come hear about their books, about the series, where they plan to take it next. I believe there is going to be a giveaway. I don't know what it is because they're keeping me in the dark about it as well. So yeah, come join us. It is going to be a fun 3/4 of an hour to an hour. And I am really looking forward to it. I've interviewed Wendy before, but the other 2 authors, Sophie and Melinda, are new to me. So I am really looking forward to getting to know them, getting to know more about what they plan for Valentine's Falls, how they came about with the idea, everything like that. So everything you want to know about Valentine's Falls, about these authors, come find out on Sunday, because it's just going to be so good. So I will have everything will be up on the channel by tomorrow, you know, the ad, etc. So yeah, please come join us. I would love it if you did, and I know that the 3 authors would really, really appreciate that as well. So that's kind of the big thing for the weekend. What else is for the weekend? Rugby. So we play Wales this weekend, down in Wales. So that is going to be, I think it's going to be a very interesting game, because Wales are really not playing well, but we're coming off a win against England. This could be a very slippery game. Our boys need to play the way they played against England at the weekend. They need to play like that tomorrow. But yeah, so we've got rugby this weekend as well. So that, and we've got the Winter Olympics. So I've got a weekend of sport. I've got one live show that I'm running. I'm also going on to Tiffany's live show. So I've got lots of things happening this weekend, which is absolutely fantastic. So come chat with me down in the comments. Have you read any of the books I've mentioned? If so, what did you think of them? Or did any of them sound really, really interesting to you? I would love your thoughts. What are your plans for the weekend? I would love to know. What are you reading this weekend? I would, again, love to know that, because I'm really nosy. But that's it for this video, friends. I hope you've enjoyed it. And I say, if you have, please hit that like button, the subscription button, the notification bell. All the works. It just helps my channel keep growing, which it is, and I'm really, really appreciative of that. So hello to all my new viewers. I am so glad you've come to join this little cozy haven over here on YouTube, on BookTube. But until my next video, friends, stay safe. No, until the live show, friends, stay safe and happy reading. Bye.